if you want to create content that rises above and actually captures your intended audience's attention, right, in this world where we're all getting bombarded with content from angles that, frankly, we sometimes don't even want to be bombarded from, and knowing that there's more content than we could ever feasibly pay attention to, you've got to build the kind of content that people rave about. So in our space, for example, right, when we were creating some video content where we were trying to educate on some really important principles of obesity, and I was looking at, what other types of content had been created, within our industry, or even stuff that some of my own colleagues had developed. It was all very, kind of self-serious and very clinical. The content itself was good, but it was nothing that you would have said, you know what, I want to show this to every single person I know. And when you raise your threshold of quality to, I want to create something that my intended audience would see and then share with every single person they know, you realize pretty quickly that you need to solve that problem in a very different way. And so then I started looking at what is really compelling content? And I think it's so helpful to look outside your own industry when you're looking for inspiration, if you really want to do something, different and new. And so just sort of looking out there and seeing what were some interesting and provocative ways of presenting complicated information is frankly how we stumbled upon you guys and how we built our first whiteboard videos. And you might have said, at the time when we were developing them, ooh, is this really going to work? Your content is aimed at some very well-educated people. You're talking about doctors who have done, multiple postgraduate degrees. Is animation really the right way of doing this? And it turns out that yes. Why? Because they're also human beings, and human beings want to be engaged, and entertained as well as educated. And it's not such a bad thing to think about finding the fun in whatever you're learning content. In fact, I would argue that, finding the fun is a super important element of that. So challenge yourself to create something that is above and beyond what you've done in the past. And again, the big piece of advice I would give is look outside your own industry at how other companies or organizations are creating really compelling content. Think about what type of content, engages and inspires you. Think of yourself as the person watching the video, not the person creating the video. And when you look at it from their shoes, through their eyes, I think you start designing content in really different, new, and innovative ways.